Instead of seeing phones as distractions, we think of them as tools for learning. When they're used purposefully, they become powerful assets in the classroom. And again, if we can teach students to stay engaged and off Snapchat during class, we're preparing them for a future of being focused during, whatever other meetings they may be in. And as we're thinking about just the benefits beyond just not necessarily being distracted or et cetera, or types of elements there are a lot of other pieces that would get lost if students don't have access to these types of technologies. Specifically around like the AI types of things. And I know AI is one of the things that is also looking at being banned, which I know cell phones and AI, those are two different types of conversations about what gets banned and what doesn't. But the ability for our students to be able to take the technology and experiment with it and express themselves, those are only going to be things that are going to push North Carolina further, right? If we're producing students that aren't able to use those technologies to express themselves, they're not going to be as competitive as maybe other states that do have that capability, right? To explore those ideas of like, what does this look like? How can I use this in appropriate and ethical ways? And I think that's the other challenge as well. If we don't show students how to use it appropriately, then what's happening on the other side? What are the unintended consequences of that? And in my mind, the unintended consequences, again, come back to what you was saying about the digital equity element of those that are being taught at home. So I would teach my kids. So for example, my local school, one of the teachers has banned AI from being used for my son's science experiment. Now I can talk with him about different types of elements of let's look up different ideas and here's what a hypothesis might be and here are some different elements that we can do. But other folks that don't have a family member at home that can discuss, here's how you set up hypotheses and here's how we can look for different resources, that student's then left on their own. Teachers have this amazing ability to be able to help students figure out, to do the prompting, to do the questions, not necessarily that they have to be an expert in the technology. They just have to be an expert in facilitating those important conversations with the student to get them to think about, now you used it this way. Do you feel like this is a good use? Like, what could we have done better? Or how could we have approached this differently? So I think that's the element of technology gives teachers really great openings to engage in conversations with their students where the students are asking or like considering hard ethical questions about, can we use this? Should we use this? How should we be looking at this? What might be other ways that I get at this information? So it goes back to that creative element in scaffolding that use.